Hi everyone, I am Christine Josty of Mail Something Pretty, and I have this fun three-dimensional card that can fit in an envelope to show you. It goes by different names, a teepee card or like a 3D triangle card. My daughter is a math major, so I sent her a picture and asked her what she would call it, and she said a pyramid card. So it goes by different names, and the cool thing is it collapses, so it will fit right in a regular standard envelope. And so, and I just use Velcro, and it fits easy. My friend Anne sent me this card in the mail a little while ago, and she used magnets, which work the same. And so she decorated her with some 3D flowers and different ways of doing it. So it's a fun card, and we did it for a club, and I have figured out the easier way to show you. So I'm going to show you the easy way versus the harder way of putting it together. All right, so what we need is, everything's like in threes, right? Because triangles have three sides. We need three bases. So, and I call them panels. So 4x4, 3 panels. So I'm using lemon lime twist, and I'm going to show you how to cut those ones, but I scored it down the middle, and it will be how I cut them is the same way I scored them, but these are already scored. So 3 4x4 of whatever your base color is going to be. And then you need, I put over here 3, but you need solid triangles. So I'm using Melon Mambo for mine, 4x4 cut on the diagonal. So I'm going to show you that. So then we'll end up with 3. And then pattern triangles. So that is 3 by 3 5/8 by 3 5/8. And we're going to cut that on a diagonal. So we'll end up with 3 triangles as well. So let's do that first. All right, so those are done. So my trick in showing you, let me just actually make sure that, yep, okay, I just want to make sure that my top is in your screen. So I'm using a Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer, which I love. And so you get the lighter gray is a scoring, and then the darker gray is the cutting. So you can have either in reverse. I tend to use my score on top. I know some people use their cutter on top, and it doesn't matter. But let me just show you. So I already scored this one, but I'm going to actually put, well, you can see it extends. The tip, or the angle of my paper is as far as it goes. It abuts, it hits, and then I'm going to line up the angle in this tracking pad. And by doing that, and then I'm going to score it, and that works out great. So that's how I scored these 3 pieces. But to cut, I need to cut this piece, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put this all the way up till it hits these 2 little marks, and I'm going to line this tip in that tracking pad. But if I go to cut, it's not going to cut the tip because my score is in the way. So there's a little notch down here that you can take out. So I'm just going to take my score out for a moment. So now my cutting blade can go all the way up here. All right, so I'm going to line those up again. So that tip is in the, just by putting it up here, it aligns right in the track. And then just make sure that that is there. And you see now that this cutting blade goes all the way past that mark, or where else the score would be, so it cuts it really nice. It just helps, rather than like line it up here and here, and then if it moved, I like to use it up here. And see, really you only have to line up that bottom one. I also like to cut from the bottom up, like that. So that's kind of how I did it. So that's 2, so you would have to do another square and you would end up with 2, but I only need 3. So I had already cut those ones. So I have 3 triangles, and this is that zinnias paper. I know it's sold out, but I know a lot of you got it, but you can use any fun pattern. If you had a pattern that had a direction, so these don't line up here. So this pattern, really, it doesn't matter what direction, but if you had like stripes or something that had a direction, just know that when you cut it, one will be in the correct direction and one will be kind of upside down. So you may want to cut 3 squares and then use the top 3 for one and the bottom 3 for a second one. Or just find paper that has no direction. That makes it easier. All right, so I have 3 solids, 3 patterns, and 3 squares. All right, so I'm going to work with my squares here first. So I'm not even going to show you how, because I don't want to mix you up, how I mixed up my club members. And so hopefully you can kind of see on the back side of this one. So you can kind of see where the score lines are. So I'm putting those in the same direction. So my score line goes here and my score line goes there. And actually I'll use my grid paper here. I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap. So I want a straight line. I'm using a little bit of a gap. My score lines are going in this direction. And then this one, my score line is going straight up and down. Hopefully you can kind of see that. So this one is going to go right on top like that. And I'm going to glue it right on top. And by keeping this little gap here, that helps you when you put that on top. Then the score line is just going to be on this side of the edge and this side of the edge, because then I can fold it. Okay. So when you put the glue down, and I do like using glue versus tape, but you can certainly use a tape runner. I'm only going to put it like on the top half because some of it will, some of the paper is not going to be covered. So I'm going to put a triangle there and a triangle there. And then I'm just going to put this on top, making sure that that tip is in alignment with that straight line, and then that can fold. And then that can fold. Press them. Actually, I can even crease them now. All right, and I'm telling you, this is so much easier than what I showed them. Oh, and so that, just make sure that all right. So it goes like that, and you can kind of see that your card comes together pretty easily like that. So that's my inside. So I'm gonna pop it over, and now I'm gonna put on my triangles. So you can either put the solid ones on first, or you can put your patterns on top of your solid ones. So I think I'll do that first. And this has a really skinny border. So if you wanted it to have a thicker border, just cut your patterned triangle paper just a little bit smaller. It's an impressive card to receive in the mail. And you may want to write a little note on the inside to whoever's receiving it, kind of like put the two, whether you're using Velcro or magnets, put the two Velcro magnets together to form a pyramid. If you are sending it to someone who's crafty, they may understand. But if you're sending it in the mail and it looks like they get it like this and they're like, that's an odd card. So if you write on the inside, put the Velcro together, they'll notice one and they'll put it right together, and then it sits right on top. All right, so now you're just going to put, did I do it on the wrong side? Oh shoot. Okay, that's actually a good thing. So my triangles aren't fitting, but guess what? When you flip it over, it will fit. So if I had glued this on this side of the paper, it would have worked. But since I didn't, so all we do is we just reverse those folds. No problem. Actually, I think I'll crease it. And so they have nice, sharp edges. All right, so let's do that again. We're going to put our triangles on like this, and And then this one can go on either side, it doesn't matter. I'm actually glad that happened, because if you were putting yours together and that happened and I didn't show you, you may have thought I was crazy of making this easy. All right. So that goes like that. That goes like that. So even still, when it comes together, so whichever one it doesn't matter which one goes on top, this is gonna panel. So that will go like that. All right. So that will be my inside. That will go like that. And there are my patterns. So when you want to, actually first we'll do the Velcro. Actually no, first so when it fits in an envelope, do I have an envelope? I do. Okay. So it's just gonna fit in an envelope like that. Okay. So if you're gonna have something that, a little label, so Anne here made me a label, and her circles fit within the triangles, right? So when she closes it, there's nothing overhanging, so it fits in an envelope. This one, I just used the Hope Your Birthday is Wonderful. You're wondering where I got it from. It was Hooray for Surprises. So, oh, actually, I didn't even use the dies. I only used the stamp set. So the words were bigger than what would fit on a little circle. So I did my circles bigger, and I use the Stylish Shapes if you're curious of which circles I used. And I already have them here. So let me actually just put those together. And then I can show you in real time. Okay. So say I put this together and I wanted it, I don't remember which one's going to work, here. And then I went to close it and I went to put it in an envelope. And guess what? It's not gonna mail. So you have to be a little bit cognizant of how it's gonna fit in an envelope. So what I'm gonna do is line this up as if it was an envelope, and I'm just gonna put it here because I know that that will fit in the envelope. And then I'm gonna hold it in place. And if it's Velcroed, you could Velcro it. I haven't Velcroed it yet. But then I put it together and it's crooked. So I'll just straighten it out. Know that it's gonna go on this side. And then so now I'm gonna put it right here. So I know it's gonna fit here. So I'm just gonna put dimensionals on one side. And it's gonna go right like that. So I'm gonna put it so it's straight so you can read it when it is in full 3D-ness. So when it's closed, it's not quite straight. So for the Velcro, I'm gonna put it around here. So like around there. So what I'm gonna do is, this is a Velcro I'm using. There's different sizes. This one is 3/8 inches and I just got it at Joann Fabrics. I'm sure you can get it many places. And you get both sides of the Velcro, right? You need two sides for it to work. So what I'm gonna do is take I'm gonna actually the sticky part that's gonna go on the card is touching my finger, and then this is gonna go opposite. So I'm just putting them together. And then I'm going to close that and just tuck that under and then close it. Oops. Pinch it and then carefully. Why did that not work? It's not sticky. Oh, that's weird. It should be sticky. That's a bad one. Let's do that again. It should have been sticky and it wasn't. That's sticky. So now I'm going to stick it on that one. Close it. Give it a pinch. Separate it carefully. This is the first time. And then give it a good pinch. Make sure it stick. So it should have worked when I tucked it under, but for some reason that one wasn't sticky. All right, and that way you know that it fits. And so on my inside I'll say attach the two Velcros together to form a pyramid, and then I'll write whatever my message is on the inside. And then you have this fun card. Oh, I'm just going to add a little gem. I had these flowers from years ago and I thought they were cute. So I'm just going to add a little flower. Oops. There we go. Just for a little gem. All right. And then when I'm done, I'll write it in there and it fits right in an envelope. There you go. Seal it up and right. And I take it out and like, oh, how cute. Put it together and you have this awesome little card. All right. I loved it when Anne sent it to me, so I wanted to show you guys how to make it. And then I'm glad I figured out an easier way because it was actually kind of funny at club. But anyways, they all work out. So thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've made one of these and you watched it, if this is easier, if it was helpful, so you can let others know as well. But they are fun, and it's a good way of using up scraps because you really only need like little pieces of paper that you cut the triangles. So it's a fun card to make. So thanks very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.